Ba-do. Let's all go to the game shop. Let's all go to the game shop. Let's all go to the friendly local game shop and buy ourselves some swag. Never had a singing lesson in my life. Do you believe that? It's all natural talent. Good morning and welcome, my lovelies. Hello, it is I, the OGGM, your favorite person. Well, maybe not. It's 8:43 in the morning on this lovely spring day. It is the third day of March. It is 55, 56 degrees and gorgeous outside. No sign of rain clouds. And it's Wednesday, so it's time to open the door and go gasp outside and walk to our friendly local game store to see what new product is in stock. That is, if you happen to have a friendly local game store where you live, and that friendly local game store actively carries role-playing, as opposed to where I live. But don't take my word for it. If I mention something that you're interested in, call ahead and make sure they have it before you run down there. All right, let's take a look to see what, if anything, is new this week. And we start off from our friends at Goodman Games, a big book of monstery type stuff for 5e or just any D20 type system. These are the Dungeon Crawl Compendiums Volume 1 and Volume 2. Excuse me. Each one's about $50, and they are all a bunch of monsters, basically. Just monsters, tombs, dragons, caves, traps, collections of things they've made, 2-page modules, 10-page modules, 20-page modules, brand new monsters, or multi-phased, in-depth looking at individual monsters. It's just sort of a hodgepodge of dungeony goodness. Now, specifically for 5e, even though Goodman Games said they were not going to make any more 5e stuff, but of course, that's a lot of people said that, and we know that was not true. Don't worry, it's water. But yeah, it's just good monster stuff. Monsters, dungeons, whatever. All right, from Exalted Funeral, we have the Dr. Gordbart limited bundle for D&D 5e. This is $125, and it comes with all these things. These little pin token thingies, a dice bag, a dice, whatever this is, a dice roller, an actual rule book, a DM screen, and then another book. It is a retro-futuristic pulp sci-fi cosmos bursting ray gun rocket ship robots based upon the works of Greg Boardmore. It's got 400 illustration science version of all the character classes, new species, new backgrounds, ray guns, vehicles, airships, all sorts of classic gear bot retro-futuristic pulp goodiness for 5e. And it comes with a field guide, the DM screen, the stickers, the dice tray, the logo dice bag, the pins, and the actual rules for the game. So field guide, rules for the game, DM screen. There's lots of cool toys for $125, and it's interesting, and it kind of came out of nowhere. I don't remember hearing any advertisements for this. I don't know who the individual in mention is. Greg Boardmore, Broadmore, but he works for WETA, who does a lot of, artwork for the Lord of the Rings Hobbit movies and Star Wars and stuff like that. So, yeah, no clue. Retro future, ray gun, punk, or whatever you want to call it, might be a good genre for 5e. I don't know. From Beatles and Grimm, speaking of 5e, we've got encounter cards and encounter cards. These are decks of cards that you can hang on your DM screen. One side has artwork, the other side has the information for the creature in question. So we've got about $30 for each for a pack of cards. One side art, other side information. You know, pretty much here's the example here. You got one side, you got the picture. Oh, this is what I'm running into. And on the other side, on the DM side, you've got all the information. Oh, it's and it does this and this and it does that. And okay. And this is how I run it. And this is what they get if they kill it, blah, 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 blah. I love the cards. We know that I love the cards. I think the cards are one of the best props to ever come out of the hobby. $30 seems a little pricey when we've seen the exact same thing for way cheaper, especially since you're not getting that many cards, but they really do work, especially like this, you know, where it's just quick, fast. You don't have to reference anything. You've just got the stack of the cards of the monsters you know are in the adventure. And as they come up, you just put them up, show them the picture on one side. You've got the information on the other side. Technically saves room, but then no, not really, because instead of carrying around a bulky book of monsters, you're carrying around a bulky stack of cards. But still, in the long run, I do think they are slightly more feasible and portable than a big clunky book. So yeah, I do like the cards. From Malsorian Arts Council, we have Benighted Bethoral, Betrothal. This is a $25 OSR thingy for third level adventures where you go to some place that looks like it's based on Vikings. And you have to go, you're invited to a wedding. Oh, it's betrothal. It's betrothal. Oh God, I'm an idiot, or I haven't had my coffee yet. It's benighted betrothal. Oh, I get it. Okay. That makes way more sense. Wow, I am not awake. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's a wedding. It's a wedding scenario. Red wedding. Hopefully not the red wedding, but a wedding. But oh no, sinister forces want to interrupt the wedding because, yeah. And then you, as the player characters, have got to decide, do we, use diplomacy to resolve the situation at this wedding? Or do we get all bloody at this wedding and, whatever? Diplomacy. That's just so much comes up in your average game of Dungeons and Dragons. From our friends over at Mongoose, for their take on Traveler, we have Whispers on the Abyss for $50. It's a complete mini game where you go off into Traveler space to test prototype spaceships for potential clients. So kind of like test drivers for cars. But then, of course, things happen. Sabotage and revolts and discovering the cars, maybe the spaceships don't meet up to standards, and paperwork was lied and prices were cut, and oh no, yeah. So, and then like one of the spaceships disappears. So you start as basically test pilots of these spaceships to show off to potential clients how cool these spaceships are. But then as the game continues, you discover that there's like sinister machinations and back deal drawings, and then one of the spaceships disappears, and there's mysteriousness and aliens and Traveler. From Cool Mini or Not, we've got Road to Haven campaign book and Zombicide Chronicles for the free RPG day. Yes, free RPG day is coming up in June. We've talked about this before, the not so free RPG day. Yeah. So you get a mission booklet, and then you get some stuff. The Zombie Chronicles free RPG day is $1 if you buy something else from them, and the campaign book is $25. You are survivors in the zombie apocalypse, and you're on the road to someplace called Heaven or Havana or wherever. And as usual, you've got to deal with secret radio signals, secret organizations, zombies, the government, and then living people who are usually worse than the zombies, and then stuff like that. Zombies, it's zombies. From Osprey Games, we've got Heirs to Heresy, Faith and Fear. This is a $47 game book / complete history of the Templar Knights and how to incorporate the Templar Knights into your tabletop role-playing game choice. Osprey Games, probably some of the best source books, information books, history books out there. And then when they do make a game, they are one of the most well-researched out there. So even if you don't use this as a game, you can use it as a source book to understand the impact and mythology of the Knights Templar as opposed to the actual real Knights Templar and stuff like that. So yeah, these are always cool. $47 for a history book that you can also use as a role-playing game. Let's see. So my recommendations are, mean, yeah, but monsters and dungeons. What can go wrong there? True, almost everything in here you can find free on the internet, but still. Don't know anything about this. Just got nothing on this one. So yeah, cards. I love the cards. Red Wedding, Spaceship Mystery, Free Zombies, History book that's also a game, definitely, yeah. So those are it. But don't take my word for it, of course. Call ahead to your friendly local game store and make sure they're in stock before you go down there to pick them up. Or you could just ignore everything I just said and go pick up my merch instead at lulu.com. Link down below with a 15% off coupon. Yeah! Whatever, support your game store / game designer at choice, because we need to keep our brick and mortar game stores open, and we need to keep our little independent contractors out there like me financially solvent enough so they can continue to make their little teeny games and offer an alternative to the ever-present oppressiveness that is Wizards of the Coast. At least that's what I think. Your thoughts may be different. Mileage may vary. Don't forget to tip your waitress on the way out. Have a great morning. I'll talk to you later. Get off my land, you stinky humanoids.